I am over the top excited about my different input now. I mean, I've been listening to these, Jake Ducey and Andreas Schulman and Joe Dispenza and Greg Brandon, you know, about the power of attraction stuff. But I started listening to another group of voices. Right. It started off with the Bald Avenger, right? Jason Sisneros, right? And I thought he was a Navy SEAL. He's not. He knows a bunch of Navy SEAls with recovery for human trafficking, guys that I know. But he kind of acts like one, kind of talks like one, right? And then I started listening to, right at the same time, David Goggins. I actually met David Goggins briefly before, if he was pretty new in the teams. Big dude. At the time, he was big, like a pro football player, big, right? And now, you wouldn't even recognize, they don't even look the same, right? Then I remember him because I saw him on his uniform. I saw Goggins, and I knew a guy named Troy Scoggins, who went through training with me. He was SEAL Team 4 for me, SEAL Team 6, right? And they ain't no relation, but they got a conversation started, right? And so now, like, I'm training for a marathon. I ran like 14 miles last night, and then no matter how, hard it got, I kept thinking of what David goes through. I'm like, yeah, this ain't nothing. I kept powering through. This morning I got up and I was sore, I was stiff. But I remember him talking about how much stretching is. So I started stretching my calves out, took a shower, I'm good to go. I remember thinking, I did like 4 sets of pull-ups today. 1 set of 17, 3 sets of 18. I felt good today, like $1,000,000. I'm 55 years old, and I'm like, I just feel awesome. And then I start listening to Jocko Willnik. Now I know Jocko a little bit from the teams. He was doing something called Scars with another buddy of mine, Eric Swanson, both big guys, and kind of showed me real quick how effective, grappling can be, compared to kicking and punching. And I knew him. I've seen him at the epic fighting events. My ex-girlfriend used to do the hair and makeup for the round card girls, so I always had good seats, right, for the MMA events for epic fighting. But I was listening to him today in a podcast, and I was tracking with everything he was talking about on leadership in the teams, and I kind of like how his, let your subordinates do it, just kind of, give them some correction when they need it. A lot of things, a lot of good stuff he was talking about. Then he talked about somebody had a child die, and he was very empathetic and went into a certain protocol to recover. And I'm like, oh man, I knew him at the time, but we weren't talking like that. I wish I'd have had him counseling me when I was going through my first divorce. It would have saved me years of stagnation. I was jacked up. I cried every day for 7.5 months, every day for 3.5 months after that. Took a long time for me to get back on it, and what did it was getting back to training, working out, boxing, running, going through therapy, getting rid of joint pain, and stepping up my workouts again, and then challenge Jack LaLanne's push-up record. Okay, so my foundation is back. My confidence is much higher, but I could have had that going on way quicker, right? Much faster than. And I just thought what he did was his protocol for recovering from the death of a child. You could plug that into that. Then you click any clothes, parent or family member, or going through a divorce. That was amazing what he did. Oh, incredible. Now I got to read his book because he just kind of proved himself to me right there. But having this is, Jocko, David Goggins, the Jason Sisneros, these guys are operating at a whole different level. Okay, and they're kind of taking the power of attraction in a different direction. It's making up your mind, setting your mind on goals and driving through them, rather than kind of floating and let it happen for you, drifting almost, and controlling your drifting with a positive spin on everything. I think you can map out the power of attraction, and nobody's quite done that yet. I think listen to Jocko today, he could do that. Listen to what these guys are saying, and apply some real world to it. He could do it for sure. But awesome! I'm just loving my new association, even if it is via YouTube and blogs and podcasts, and I gotta now buy some books. Gotta read Goggins' book. I gotta read Willnik's books. I gotta read, gotta read a bunch of books. All right, bye.